Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to discuss with you what I would do if I was in charge of the Washington Redskins for the 2019 NFL Draft. Now with the 15th overall pick, there are a couple ways I could see the Redskins going. The obvious answer is quarterback. They lost Alex Smith to a gruesome leg injury. They did trade for Case Keenum, but Case Keenum ain't winning you a Super Bowl. Let's face it, he's just not. You could strengthen your offensive line that's been injured in the past couple years. Maybe look at a wide receiver to help out Case Keenum. Or you could go and help bolster that amazing defense. But I'm going to go with the obvious choice here. I'm going to go with the quarterback out of Duke, Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones, he's not flashy, but he's a good quarterback. He kind of reminds me of Alex Smith in a sense of a way. He's almost like a game manager, but that's not a bad thing. He can manage a game and can win you football games. He dinks and dunks the ball quite often. It's very rare he'll take the deep shot, but guys can live off the dinks and dunks and have great success in the NFL. Daniel Jones also did not have much talent around him in Duke, and he was able to take them to a bowl game and win it in dominant fashion. Duke's going to miss him a lot next year. It's going to be interesting to see what team takes him and how fast he plays. Because in my opinion, he's the most ready quarterback. I think Haskins still needs to develop a bit. Kyler Murray's too big of a question mark for me to even draft personally. And Drew Lock, he's a 50-50 quarterback, whatever you're getting. I overall like Daniel Jones the most out of that big group. I think he can come in and start day one, maybe succeed, but most likely he'll be competent at the very least. Now in the second round, it's going to be interesting. I really don't know who will be on the board there. Guys will rise and fall in the coming weeks, so we really won't know until actually they're drafted where they're going to be. I'm going to take Garrett Bradbury, and I'm not saying I think he's going to be drafted here. He could be drafted at the end of the first round for all I know. I've seen a lot of people say that's going to happen. But personally, I don't see it happening. I see him as a mid-second round pick. That's right where the Redskins are. And this dude has got the physical attributes you want. He is 6'3" and 300 pounds. He's a big center. He can help boost that offense line. That is good when healthy, but they just can't stay healthy. I think this draft you take a couple picks and you kind of get depth for that offense line. You try to improve it as well. Right here, if Garrett Bradbury's on the board, I think you take him so you can also add depth, but also improve the offense line. It'll be interesting to see with what the Redskins actually do here because there's a couple other positions I'd like to see them address as well. But overall, Bradbury, at my opinion, is the best player on the board, so I'm going to take him. Now, who do I think they should take for the rest of the draft? And it's key that I think they address secondary. If Nazir Adderley somehow falls to them, or if he's on the board, let's say 5 picks away from your second round pick, I think you trade up and get him. He's a very talented player and would help Landon Collins in the back end. Also, Tavon Mullen. If he's on the board in the second round, I wouldn't be surprised the Redskins went with him. He's a very good player, and he will have some issues to start off. Maybe later on in the year you'll see a bit more of his potential after he gets a bit more ingrained in the Redskins system. And if we're just looking at positions to fill, one position I'd like to see filled is another pass rusher. You lost Preston Smith to the Green Bay Packers. I'd like to see you just draft someone just to kind of put in that position. If you don't have one already there, I think that's a must if you don't. But I think they have enough talented backers that you can at least wait till later rounds to draft outside linebacker. Third round, I possibly see them going wide receiver. If you're going to take Daniel Jones in the first round, you need to get him a wide receiver you can trust. Paul Richardson, I like him. He's too hurt. And Jordan Reed, he is a great tight end, but he's always hurt. I think you have to address talent on the offensive side of the ball for throwing. Other than that, I think the Redskins are a really good team and will challenge for this division in 2019.